Trojans will play host to the Wildcats of Halifax. The co-captains out there tonight for the Trojans will be Jared Kreiser, number 41. Number 32 is Bobby Kiter, and number 42 is Rich Kerwin. This will be the Trojans looking for their second victory in a row. They dropped the first three, but here in Game 5 they have a 1-3 record, and so they're going to try to improve on that. Halifax Wildcats, by the same token, on the year have, I think, an identical 1-3 record. So both teams are pretty well equal as far as that's concerned, and both teams hungry to prove that they can play better football than they have played in the early going. So we'll be back and see how our Trojans make out here in just one moment. Back with the opening kick in a second. Okay, we are set to go now as the Trojans will receive the opening kickoff, and they'll go on offense first tonight. And Halifax has her teed up, and here we go with the opening kick. Kick's going to be taken at the 23-yard line down here by Bobby Kiter, and Bobby runs it back to the 35 with a good return. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans right at the Trojan 36-yard line. Or 37-yard line, we'll call it. 1st and 10. In the backfield now, we'll have the second week quarterback, Danny Schell. Sophomore taking over, and for the injured Sean Herb, and Dan making his second appearance. And here we go, motion over on the far side by Lenker, and the handoff is over here to number 33, Mike Murray, and Mike tripped up after he gained maybe a yard. Not much on that one, and it'll be 2nd down and 9. Somebody may have gotten a hand on Mike that time and tripped him up right about at the line of scrimmage, and there was no gain basically on the play to be 2nd down and 10.
The linesman Paul Vacula. The line judge is Jim Dudash, and the back judge is
Trojans with Maury and this time Bobby Kiter in the slot on the far side of the field, and hold everything now as something is amiss. Flags fly early, and generally that would signal somebody offsides or something like that. We'll see what kind of a call it is. It is going to be dead ball foul, offsides against the Halifax Wildcats, so the Wildcats will be penalized 5 and give the Trojans a 2nd down and 5. Ball now will be at the 42-yard line, so the Trojans get a break right there, and we'll see if they can capitalize on it as Dan brings them up for the second offensive play of the ball game. Handoff, this time coming around this side is Kiter, and Kiter busts up the middle for a good gain down to the 47-yard line of Halifax. Excellent run of 1st down for the Trojans as Bobby picks up about 12. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 47. Good run that time by Bob Kiter. Bob's ready to get a real good game, and I think tonight could be the night, as Bob is good, hard-nosed ball player out there. He gets, this time it's going to be Maury, and Mike gains maybe a yard or so. Yards have been tough for Mike this year, and he picks up about 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Mike tried to bust it off the right tackle spot that time, or swinging around the right side here. Not much doing. Jeff Miller, the flanker on the far side of the field for UDA. Again in the slot is Kiter. Handoff is to Lenker. Lenker up the middle, got some good yardage to the 40-yard line, picked up about 5. It'll be 3rd down and about 3.
Lenker gained about 5 on the play.
Good play that time by Denny Lenker. Nice burst up there as Stone Road comes off the field, and Andy Miller checks in for the Trojans. He'll be flanked down on the left side of the field. Jeff Miller flanked on the near side of the field on this 3rd and about 2. Fumble in there, and the ball picked up by Danny Schell, and he falls on it. It's going to be no loss or gain on the play. They might have lost a yard. Bring up 4th down and about 3 or so, or make it 4th and nearly 5, and the Trojans will punt it away. As into the ball game to do the punting tonight will be Craig. Let's see. What are they going to do? Okay, it's Jared Kreiser will punt it away from about the 50-yard line. And he does. Gets a line drive down there, gets a good roll, picked up at the 13-yard line, and tackled almost immediately as Jeff Miller on good coverage that time for the Trojans, along with number 62 out there, I believe it was. And it'll be 1st and 10 now for those Wildcats.
And the quarterback, number 12, Jeremy Kiter.
Okay, Kiter at the quarterback spot for Halifax on a 1st and 10. He'll hand it off. Coming up the middle there is that big fullback, I believe it was. At any rate, he gains about 2. Be 2nd down and 8. Steinhauer is the runner that time for Halifax. Picked up 2, 2nd down and 8. The ball will be spotted now at the 18. So Trojans with a good defensive play that time. Kim Laudenschlager, or Kim, yeah. Here we go on a 2nd down and 8. QB hands it off to that big guy again in there, and this time he gets to the 20-yard line, gain of about 2 more. It'll bring up a 3rd down, and let's see where they spot it here.
26, Terry Radel.
Terry Radel that time was the ball carrier. Picked up about 2. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Making the stop.
Thor Keck in there, the rambling wreck named Thor Keck in there. Making a stop tonight for the Trojans. They got Godoweski up there along with Dan Wirtz. And here we go on a 3rd and 6. Big play for the Trojan defense, big play for the Halifax offense. And the quarterback's going to pass. I think there's motion on this play. Ball tipped off the fingertips of Richie Kerwin, I thought, and right into the hands of Larry DeLear. But there is a flag, and I think we're going to have motion called against the Wildcats. This play is coming back as the one of the backs in the backfield went in motion. And so this one will be called back, and we'll bring up either, or perhaps the Trojans would decline it too, because it'd be 4th and 6. And I would bet, let's see, no, they're going to take them back. There was a gain on the play. I forgot to note that. Anyway, the ball back now to the 16-yard line, where it'll bring up a 3rd down and about 11.
Line of scrimmage, maybe yard back.
3rd and 11, so apparently the quarterback will pass this time. We'll see. QB looking, or the Trojans looking for a big rush. Anyway, around the right side goes number 26, and he is hit. The ball pops well out of bounds over there as Radel was really sliced. And I mean to tell you, Bobby Kiter come up and really popped Radel, and Radel is down. I mean, he was, looked like he was shot over there. The ball flew high into the air, and he is down over there, and I think it is Radel, and he is injured, and we'll be back after this injury timeout. Got 6 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in a scoreless first period. The Wildcats will have the ball. Wildcats will have the ball. It'll be 4th down and about 2 when we come back. Okay, the young fella seems like he's going to be okay, and Halifax will punt the ball away. Truppenkiter back to receive the punt for UDA. Low snap, but he's going to handle it all right. And the punt's going to drive back here to the 37-yard line. And here comes Kiter around the right side. And Bobby with a little bit of room over here, and he gets it out here to the 47-yard line as 27, Sean Culva comes up and makes the stop for Halifax. And the Trojans will put it in play, 1st and 10 on their own 47. So excellent field position for the Trojans to start off here. They had it going last time pretty well, and then finally sputtered out. Looked like they might have had something going, but they sputtered a little. And here goes Kiter up the middle, or Denny Lanker rather. Okay, and Denny drives ahead for, no, it wasn't. It was Richie Kerwin. So both me and
sorry, that was Richie Kerwin.
Richie Kerwin and I were both wrong on that one. Richie Kerwin picked up 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. Nice run that time by Rich.
Halifax territory at the Halifax 46.
Rich is in the slot over on the left side this time for UDA. Shell handing it off. Up the middle goes Kreiser. And Kreiser probably has the first down. It'll be awful close, as he may have picked up 2 of the 3 anyway. We'll see. No, it's going to be Well, let's see what the refs say. No, a little short. 3rd down and about 1. So Jared picked up about 2 that time. And the Trojans are going to take it right to the Wildcats here on a 3rd and 1. Handoff this time is to Kerwin again, and Rich has got the first down as he gets bumped out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. So a good run that time again by Rich as he picks up the UDA first down. Rich is a happy Trojan out there. Rich always wound up for the ball games. There's a lot of spirit out there and tries to encourage his ball club and doing a good job right now on the offense. Gain of nearly 8 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 37. Here comes Lanker around the left side, turns it upfield nicely, and look out, Denny got one man to beat out there, and some guy caught a hold of him, number 9 out there, grabbed a hold of the jersey, and Denny had a lot of room that time. It was some good run blocking that time for those, or for that Denny Lanker. Nice run, picked up 9. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Oh, nice run by Denny Lanker. Kreiser, Kerwin, and Lanker in the backfield. Kreiser's got the football and dives for a yard or so, and that's all. Gets the first down. They're going to spot it back a little bit, but it'll still be a first down, I do believe, for the Trojans, and it will be. Yep, first down. So the Trojans have it now on the Halifax 27-yard line. 1st and 10.
Halifax 27-yard line.
4.5 minutes remaining here in the first period. Trojans looking for their first score. Danny Schell handing it off. Up the middle, look out, goes Kerwin again, I believe it is, and Ritchie diving down here to the 15.
Opener on the right side.
All right, O.J. Kerwin. Driving ahead here for about 12, so Rich will not be denied tonight as he's eating up some yardage every time he's got the football. And it's 1st and 10 now for the Trojans at the 16-yard line. That looks very good. Danny handed it off here. Lanker trying the left side. Bounces ahead for probably 3. As he gets it down here. And now some finger pointing out here as we have a couple of guys getting excited here. I think Phillips in there talking to somebody for the Trojans. But nevertheless, it's a pickup of 2. Ball at the 14-yard line now as the Trojans set it up on a 2nd and 8. Schell hands it off to Lanker, trying to go up the middle, spins ahead for a couple of yards. Some nice running in here as the Trojans are stopped almost about the line of scrimmage. They bounce ahead for a couple more. And drive looking good as Kiter and Miller check back into the ballgame. Andy Miller, that is. Stone Road and Richie Kerwin coming out now. And we'll see what happens here.
3rd and 5 now.
3rd and 5 from nearly the 10 or 11-yard line. Here's, wait a minute, hold everything. And once again, we're going to have a problem here as illegal procedure is going to be called against the Trojans. So the Trojans kind of hurting themselves here now. Last series we fumbled away down. This year, or this series, we're going to be charged with a 5-yard penalty. That'll move it back to the 16 where it'll be
3rd and 10 from that
3rd and 10. So we'll see what we can do here now on a 3rd and 10. Andy Miller on the far side, Jeff Miller on the near side as the flankers for the Trojans. Would Dan try to throw one down here? I don't know. We'll see. Motion coming over this way is Kiter. Handoff going up the middle is Jared Kreiser. Jared tried to step around the left side. Ball came loose, but the whistle had already blown. Good call. The whistle had already blown, so no problem with a fumble recovery. That was ridiculous. He was on the ground when the fumble occurred. So it will be 4th down and 10. So once again, the Trojans would appear to be stymied down here as they're faced with a big 4th and 10 on their own on the Halifax 15-yard line.
Okay.
So we're going to have to come up with a big one here now. Here we go. Back to pass goes Danny Shell. He's looking. Fire one over the middle. It is incomplete. Intended for brother Rob Shell from brother Dan Shell, but falls as an incompletion. Would not have been enough for the first down anyway, I don't believe. And so that's going to do it. The Trojans give up the football as they're unable to get the required yardage, and Halifax will take over on their own 15. The Wildcats didn't do very much last time with it, so we'll see if the Trojans can dig in there on defense now. We got a minute and 57 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. No score. Long count and hold everything. Might have been too long as a flag is thrown, and the count may have ended up just a little bit too long. I'm not sure what they're going to call it. Let's see. Could be delay of the game because the count took an awful long time. It's a dead ball foul, illegal procedure against these Halifax Wildcats. That'll march the ball back to the 10-yard line.
Illegal procedure.
So both ball clubs clubbing in here with 1-3 records, and so far they're making some mistakes that will give you a 1-3 record. So maybe they're justifying their record here now, right? Right at the moment, I don't think so. I think it's just goofing up here. So here we go. We're going to try it again now. On a 1st and 15. Will he pass from this deep? Well, he did before. Up the middle goes the QB, and he dives for nearly the 5.
Quarterback keep. Hyder keeps it for about maybe 3 or 4 in the play.
Got nearly 5 of them back. Well, they'll spot it at the just inside the 15, so we'll bring up a second down and about 11. Picked up 4. Second and 11.
Down 11, a gain of 4. Ball at the Halifax 15.
Ramblin' Robbie Shell gave a guy a pop on that last play. If you look at that again there, Rob gave number 81 a pop right at the finish of the play. Anyway, QB has it. Going to pitch it out over on this side, and 43's got it. He's got a lot of running room out here. Finally brought down in front of the bench by number 28, Andy Miller. And Robbie Shell also in there on a stop, but Steinauer with a good run and a good play that time by the Halifax Wildcats. They brought the ball out to the 31-yard line. So it's 1st and 10, Halifax.
Gain of about 16 on the play.
Trojan defense looking around saying, what the heck happened in here that time, fellas? Laudenschlager, who had an excellent ball game, is the tight end for the defensive end this year, or for this time, I mean, for the Trojans. But in the meantime, Hyder sneaks it up the middle. He's fallen upon in there by several Trojans. Godoweski, Richie Kerwin, Kreiser, probably Dan Wirtz in there on that tackle that time as he drove it right up Dan's alley. And the kids made the stop. And there with 45 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. I haven't noticed Danny Kerwin out there. I haven't seen him tonight yet so far. I'm not sure if Dan's injured or just not playing or what. But anyway, here's a handoff, and this one's going to go nowhere as he draws a crowd right about the line of scrimmage.
Steinauer on the carry.
Steinauer get it back to the line of scrimmage. That was all. Timeout called momentarily now as we have a problem here with a piece of equipment on the Wildcats. So it'll be 3rd and 7.
Official timeout. And that's the end of the first
quarter. The quarter expired with Halifax with the football on a 3rd down and about 7, and we'll be back with quarter number 2 in just a moment. The score at the end of one quarter, UDA nothing, and the Halifax Wildcats nothing. 1st and 10 for the Halifax Wildcats to begin the second quarter of play as the Wildcats set it up on their own 35-yard line. 3rd down and 7. Did I say 1st and 10? Make it 3rd and 7. Sorry about that. Whoa, looked like offsides. Anyway, quarterback's going to pass, and the pass is complete out here, and Kiter's got a hold of him, but there got to be a flag on the play. Where are the flags, folks? Oh, a fumble on the play also, and the Trojans have recovered the football. So I guess if there was a penalty against the, wait till we see who the penalty is on.
Bobby Carter making
it's going to be an illegal man downfield against the Wildcats. Obviously, that will be declined. And the Trojans will go on offense. So Good fumble recovery by Bobby Kiter, I think Mr. Klinger saw. I was looking back at the penalty flags. I knew there almost had to be a flag somewhere. And the Trojans, in the meantime, recovered the fumble. And it's now 1st and 10 with the ball just shy of the 45-yard line. Kiter made a good stop on the young receiver out there and made the ball come loose. Here comes Lanker. Lanker spinning around the left side, gains himself 5 yards. Nice job that time by Denny. Once again, Shumper making the stop for Halifax, but not before. Denny had picked up just about 5, and it'll be 2nd down and 5. Now the ball right short of the 40-yard line. Lanker in there with Maury and Kiter. This time it's going to be Kiter. Bobby's got it. Wow, jumps ahead for a couple of yards down to the 40, or rather check at the 37-yard line. Make it to 38. It will be 3rd down and 3.
3rd down and about 2 or 3. 3rd and 3. Ball at the 38-yard line of Halifax.
Here we go on a 3rd and 3 as Dan Kerwin sets him up, and timeout here now. Timeout called, official time.
Timeout.
Young fellow over here having some equipment problem. He's okay now, and I think we're ready to go. Play put back in. Handoff over here to Lanker, and Denny short of the 1st down. Just a little. Den trying to get as much as he could out of that one. But they would not allow it as Shoup made a good ankle tackle. And that will bring up a 4th down and 1 yard. And I believe the Trojans have to go for this one. They're on the 36-yard line. And UDA will go for it as the Wildcats beef up the middle of that line. Big play here for UDA. Handoff is to Mike Maury, and Mike Maury did not get it. The ball goes over to the Wildcats on the downs here as Mike is stopped short. And once again, Mike giving the ball, but not giving a whole lot of blocking out there. And Mike is short by nearly a yard, and it'll be 1st and 10 Halifax on their own 36. So a big struggle out here tonight for both of these ball clubs as they try to get it going. And we'll see what this young Kiter can do with it. He's the quarterback of the Wildcats. He pitches it back over to the far side. 43 spinning around the left side. Couple of guys over there in hot pursuit. And Steinauer gets bumped out of bounds at about the 48 or 9-yard line, something like that. Robbie Shell over there, Andy Miller.
Andy Miller also over there to make the tackle.
So the big gain that time is by the Halifax Wildcats to the Trojan 49.
15-yard run. Up to the
decent run that time by that Steinauer. And the Wildcats showing a bit of life here now. UDA has to stop them right here. Let's do something, a sack or something. Nope, up the middle goes the Kiter, the quarterback. He gets it down to the 45-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and about 6. Picked up maybe 4 on the play. 2nd and 6. Thor the kicker in there again, stopping. Kreiser and Lanker mentioned as Kim Laudenschlager checks out of the ball game for UDA.
6.
Got Greg Cassidy over there playing that defensive right end spot now, taking Laudenschlager's spot momentarily. Who looked like he left early, but I guess not. And looks like Jared Kreiser, however, has a hold of the runner in the backfield, the quarterback that time, and throws him back there for a loss of a couple. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9.
For about a loss of about maybe 2 on the play.
Nice play that time by that Jared Kreiser, making a great defensive play. Kreiser was in there early and had a hold of the quarterback before he could even get it going right. And now the Halifax Wildcats will call timeout.
Halifax timeout.
We have 8 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the first half here on homecoming night. And the score is, well, there is no score. Third down and 9 facing the Wildcats right now. Ball at the 48-yard line of UDA. QB still has it, looking, dumping one over the middle. It is complete, and he is tackled out here by Bobby Kiter as Valier takes the pass and gets the first down for the Wildcats. So on a big 3rd and 9, the pass is complete for about 10 or 11 and gives those Wildcats a first down. So gutsy play that time on a 3rd and 9. Nice play over the middle. And the Wildcats complete for a first down. Ball just shy of the 35-yard line. We'll have to call it the 36, 1st and 10. Handoff going up the middle, number 26, and he crawls ahead. His knee touched back here, and they're going to spot it back there, I believe. Yeah.
26, that's Terry Radel.
Terry Radel on the carry again. He's a young fella that got popped over there moments ago and went out for a little bit, but he's okay. He probably had the wind knocked out of him in that pass play during the other series. Picked up 4 that time. It'll be 2nd and 6 as the ball spotted now at the 33-yard line.
33-yard line.
Well, the Trojans have to dig in now as the Wildcats present their very first crucial effort here for the UDA defense. QB still has it. He's rolling left. He's looking. He's got a man out there, and the man pass is complete. And once again, that Radel out there picking off that pass for his Wildcats. Danny Lanker making the stop, but the Wildcats are getting pretty excited now, so the Trojan pass defense better get under control here now, as it's a 1st and 10 again for the Wildcats now on the Trojan 20. Cassidy comes out of the ball game here now, and Laudenschlager back in over there on the right side for the Trojans, right side end defense. QB hands it off, going up the middle, 43, look out, he might go all the way. He gets down awful close. No. Tackled right about the 1-yard line as number 22 Jeff Miller made the touchdown saving stop, but it's 1st and goal from about a foot out. Wow. 1st and goal as these Halifax Wildcats, they're determined just like the Trojans are to get another victory here tonight, and looks like the Trojans are going to be sorely tested here now.
19 yards.
And the only thing you could save is here would be a fumble. And let's see if the quarterback's going to sneak it. Kiter lines him up. He snuck ahead for some yardage. Nope, going to give it over here, and the guy dives in for a touchdown. There are no flags on the play. And so the Wildcats take the lead now, 6-0 with 7:02 remaining here in the first half. Well, the Trojans are going to have to regroup. Big Dan Kerwin is in there now, 65 for UDA. They're going to line it up over to the left. Now they're going to bring it back over here to the right. One of these whoop-de-doo plays for the Halifax Wildcats on the extra point try. Ball's coming back here, fired over here into the corner, incomplete. And that makes the score 6-0 as the extra point try is all goofed up over here. Got 7:02 remaining here in the first half. Halifax up by 6.
Second quarter of action.
Getting set to go with the Halifax kickoff following their first touchdown. Trojans have Kiter and Lanker back to receive this kick, and here it comes. Kick's going to go back and be taken at the 15-yard line. He's at the 20, the 25, and up to the 30-yard line goes Bobby Kiter, and he is stopped right there, and they'll spot it at the 31. It'll be 1st and 10 for UDA on their own 31-yard line. So the Trojans looking at an uphill battle again tonight. Need to score in order to tie it up, and we'll see what we can do here in just a moment.
We'll take over at their 30-yard line.
Richie Kerwin in there, and the slot position this time as they line up the double slots, and over here on their side comes Lanker. Pass play over here to Lanker. He's got it, and Denny gets about 5 out to the 35-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5. Good pass that time from Dan Shell.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
Picked up 5 on the play. That's good. If you can do that every time, we can get a TD out of this. Okay, Andy Miller flanks out on the near side. Andy would like to catch a pass tonight. And Jeff Miller on the other side. And here comes Kerwin in motion over on the right side. Danny looking at it and giving it back here to Mike Mowry. And that Mike is snake bitten tonight, as Mike just absolutely cannot get anything going. Not his fault. He had a good ball game the other night. But Mike just not getting any cooperation here tonight. It'll be 3rd and 7.
33-yard line of UDA.
Ball back on to 33 now as they go into a 3rd and 7. Kerwin again in motion over on the right side. And this time, Danny Shell back to pass. Dumps one over the middle. He's got a man out here. It's complete.
Pass complete.
And it is to Denny Lanker, I believe. Let's see. Was that Den? Getting up here. Yeah.
Pass complete to
Denny Lanker received the pass. There's a flag, and it's going to go against the Trojans, so that one is going to be nullified. That would have been enough for the first down, but no. Something happened, something amiss. I missed the call. Might have been holding. We'll see. They're going to call it what? We'll see here in a second. Yep, holding against the Trojans, and that's going to be a big one, and take the Trojans all the way back to the 22-yard line, where it will be 3rd down and about 19.
About 18 now for the
long
Trojans.
way to go.
3rd and 18.
Oh, we'll see if Danny can air one out now. I think Dan's passes are more accurate in the short of the short variety, but looking at a 3rd and 18, I don't know what we'll try here. Danny's going to hand it off. Kerwin going around the right side, gets a heck of a block over there, but can Rich turn it upfield? No, but he's going to get a flag. I think we got a flag thrown right back here, and I do believe that's going to be a face mask, and that will give the Trojans a big break, although could have broke Richie's neck. But anyway, face mask is going to be the call against these Halifax Wildcats, and so that's going to give the Trojans, I do believe, nearly a first down. The mask, or the penalty is going to be marked at the 26-yard line. Official's going to talk it over there now. And if it's a 15-yard penalty, that would just about give the Trojans a first down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For all you math students, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, first down. All right. Thank goodness this man wears size 14 shoes and has a big stride out there. The Trojans got the first down. So the Trojans and the Wildcats continue to exchange dumbnesses out here, as the Wildcats had the Trojans with a holding penalty. Then they gave it back with their own face mask penalty. I think the face mask was probably pretty much unintentional, as Rich was spinning around that right side over there. And anyway, here comes Lanker, runs into one of his own men, but spinning around in here, he's going to get a couple out of this. Denny out to the 43 or 4-yard line. Allows Den not much, and let's see, it'll be a gain of 2, 2nd down 8. Denny looked like there was several would-be attackers after him in the backfield there, but he spun away from the majority of them, and they finally strung him out over here on this left side, and only got 2 out of it, but could have been worse. Okay, on a 2nd and 8. Handoff going up the middle is Lanker. He gets a yard to the 45-yard line. Not too much on that one. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7. Or perhaps 6. Yeah, let's make it 3rd and 6. Gain 2.
45-yard line, 3rd and about 6.
Beautiful evening for a football game. It's just cool. It's just nice. Quarterback Shell going back to pass. He's looking, firing one over here. He's got a man right down here. That's Richie Kerwin. Kerwin dumped in front of the bench at the 47-yard line. 40, make it the 43-yard line. It's a first down. So Richie Kerwin with some good hands tonight out there receives that pass from Danny Shell. And it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line of the Wildcats. Jeff Miller flanked out on the far side for UDA. Wow, ball only almost mishandled on the snap, popped up in the air. Kerwin picks up about 2. Rich spins it down to the 43-yard line, where it will be a gain of a 2. 2nd and 8 now for the Trojans. I think if you look at that one again, it looked like the ball might have popped up in Dan's hand there just momentarily. Handoff going up the middle here now is Maury, and Mike with a little bit better luck that time. Gets it across the 40 to the 39. Nice gain on that play of about 3 or 4 anyway, and nice for Mike as he's been struggling tonight.
Inside the 40-yard line of Halifax.
Brings up a 3rd and 5. Ball just inside the 40-yard line at about the 39, I guess they call that. Dan going back to pass, getting some protection, dumps one over the middle. It is complete to Richie Kerwin. Rich spinning around the right side, gets a good block from Jeff Miller and dives down to the 20-yard line. Nice play by Richie Kerwin on the pass, and I tell you what, heck of a play that time by Danny Shell to stand in there, because Dan was going to take a rip on that one. And Dan, big strong kid now for a sophomore, but a lot of size if you look at him out there. Danny just stood there, fired the ball. Rich picked it off and took it down to the 20-yard line. Also a nice block out there by Jeff Miller that time for Richie Kerwin. Here's a handoff. Here, this is going to be Mike Mowry, and Mike again tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Making a nice tackle.
We've got 2 minutes and 22 seconds remaining here in the first half, and Trojans would like nothing better than to get on the board and perhaps take the advantage into halftime. Right now they trail by 6. Stone Road in there at the tight end spot now for UDA. Center there is Cassidy. Pass play, Shell dumping it over here. It's again Richie Kerwin. Richie's got it down at the 12-yard line. Good pass play. It's going to be short of the first down by about a yard or so. But a nice pass that time, and Rich again out there to pick up that pass, some good yardage. Robbie Shell will check into the ball game as number 22, Jeff Miller, comes out, and timeout called, and we'll be right back. Or no, it's not timeout. It was an official timeout. Big Rob Shell in there now. Is Rob going to try to catch a pass here or what? Maybe he might. Rob's a big, tall kid, and maybe Dan could lob one to him. We'll see. Nope, he's going to be in there blocking, and this time it's going to be Danny Lanker. And Danny tripped up that Coy Shoop that time. Good low tackle by Troy, right around the boot, and the Trojans will call time as we've got 1 minute and 21 seconds remaining here in the first half. It'll bring up a 4th and 2 when we come back. The ball will be on the 12-yard line.
Again, a 10 Toyota Tercel with license plate number FRN 2.
Timeout is over. Notice Matt Stone Road kind of limping off, so Matt, I think, has his left leg pretty heavily taped. Trojans on a 4th and 2, a must play. Back to pass goes Danny Shell. Dan's going to lob one over here. It is complete this time to Kiter, and Kiter's got the first down. Not a heck of a lot more than that, but nevertheless, he did get the first down. Time called immediately as they'll move the sticks for the first down. It's going to be 1st and goal, and we got a man injured out here. I don't know if it might have been...
Dave Steinhauer.
Okay, it's going to be Bobby Kiter is injured. Looks like Bobby might have got popped in the stomach that time on the tackle, or perhaps fell on the ball. At any rate, our medic Mike Wirtz, the trusted Mike, will go over and administer to him, and we'll be right back after this injury timeout. Trojans with a 1st and goal from the 8. There is but 1 minute, 12 seconds remaining here in the first half, and the Trojans threatening. 1st and goal on the 8, and they trail by 6. Bobby looks like he's all right as he jogs off here now. And Bob, like I said before, a good hard-nosed ball player, and I think he got the wind knocked out of him that time as that ball popped into his stomach area. Bob's going to be all right. 1st and goal for the Trojans at about the 8. Richie Kerwin. Can Rich get it down closer? He did, a little bit.
May have picked up a yard.
Not much, maybe a yard or so in the play. As Trojans look now with a 2nd and goal with 46 seconds, 45 seconds as the clock is moving. Stone Road, there's that heavily taped left leg of Stone Road. He and Rob Shell come out of the ball game on a 2nd and goal from the 8. Need one here. Rich in motion over the far side. Danny looking, dumping it over the middle. It is incomplete. No, it is Picked off by number 9. Oh, brother. Just when the Trojans were going to get themselves 6, the Halifax Wildcat comes up with one heck of a defensive play there. That number 9 over there, Keith Shumper, picked off that Danny Shell pass right at the goal line, ran it out to the 6. And so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 6-yard line. Well, as we get set for the second half kickoff, the Trojans will kick off to the Wildcats of Halifax. They're enjoying a 6-0 lead. Just had homecoming festivities, and Sharon Shadle representing the Upper Dauphin Area High School as homecoming queen for 1992. Excellent choice, I must say, but there was a extremely beautiful group of young women to pick from, and Sharon well representing UDA. So we're ready to go now. We'll see if the Trojan Football Club can represent UDA also tonight and pick up a victory here. They trailed by 1 touchdown, 6-0, so nothing that we cannot overcome. We'll give the football to the Halifax Wildcats to begin the second half as Rob Shell gets ready to kick off for UDA. See if Rob can get a leg into one here.
Start third quarter action here. Rob
get it
Shell
deep
kicking off
and
for
hold
UDA.
the Wildcats back there and
Back for
get that ball
Halifax,
back.
number
So
9,
here we
Keith
go.
Shumper.
Keith Shumper, who made a big interception to stop the Trojan drive on the goal line. And here's the kick. It's going to go over there.
Number
And 26 instead. This is that. I'll have to wait till Mr. Klinger names him. But at any rate, good tackle in there by any number of Trojans. Thor Keck in there, along with a bunch of other young Trojans. Number 52 also in there making a stop. And it's a 1st and 10 at the 29.
And Halifax will take over 1st and 10 at that spot.
First and 10, Halifax on the Halifax 29. QB hands it off to the second man. He's got a yard or two out to the 31 or 32 yard line. Steinheier gets a couple, picked up 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Dave Steinheier on the carry.
Looked like Jeff Godoweski was in there for the stop as he ran over Jeff's spot there. And Jeff making the halt on him.
Halifax 32-yard line.
Picked up 2. Kiter, the QB for the Wildcats. Motion, and here comes running into a bunch is that young Wildcat, but it looked like he ran into Godoweski, ran into Keck. He ran into number 41, Jared Kreiser, and number 33, Mike Maury, making the stop in there. Those 4 guys ganging up for the stop that time, and a good stop it was. There was gain of maybe a yard or 2. It looks like 3rd and 6 now. The Trojans need to hold them right here. Let's stop it right here, right now. They're deep. They'd have to punt if they don't make the first down. It's 3rd and 6. QB still has it, pitches it over there on the left side, and they're going to get the 6, I do believe, as they spun around the left side on the option. Maury making the stop over there along with Robbie Shell, but it is a first down by about a yard or so. And there the Trojans had him on a 3rd and 6 and left them off the hook. So we'll have to dig in again and try to stop them one more time. Loudon Schlager and Robbie Shell coming out of the ball game now for UDA. First and 10 on the Halifax 40. Up the middle rushes the QB, but he's not going to get a lot out of that as he drew a crowd immediately, as just about everybody for the Trojan defense was in on that one. It'll be a gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. Pull at nearly the 43-yard line here for Halifax as they set up a 2nd down and 8. Handoff is to 7, and he goes to the 45-yard line. Gain of a yard or yard and a half, something like that. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 5. So once again, now the Trojans with an opportunity to stop them here. another big defensive play coming up here. So these Trojans have got to dig in now.
Down about 5, ball at the 45.
Wirtz and Godoweski up front there, along with Keck. And I think that's Cassidy over there. See if we can pinch the ends in here now and get these guys stopped on a big 3rd and 5. QB pitches it back over here to 43. Did he get it? No. Fine tackle that time as Bobby Kiter comes up and knocks him off his pins right at the 46-yard line. So a gain of 1 on the play. Excellent play that time by Bobby Kiter. Nice tackle. Bob's a heck of a football player. Nice football player. He'll go back to run this one back, and he'll be back there with Eric Troop will be on the far side, and Bobby Kiter on the near side. Here's a low snap, but he'll handle it, and he gets the kickoff, high kick. Bobby Kiter signals for a fair catch and makes it back here at the 23-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Hold everything. There is a flag, and illegal procedure is going to be called against Halifax, so the Trojans may elect to have them kick this one over. Get a little bit better field position. The punter is an excellent punter for Halifax. Man, he punts that thing high and deep. Allows a lot of coverage there for his Halifax Wildcats. So the Trojans will see if he can't get a
we'll take the ball back to the
poor kickoff, I guess, or whatever. Anything can happen, bad snap, whatever here. So the Trojans will take their chances on a re-kick. He'll be stepping up to about the 30-yard line when he touches this one off, and this kid can boom him. Watch him in practice kicking 50-yard punts. Oh, this one is bad, so it paid off for the Trojans so far as he gets a terrible kickoff this time, and the ball will be touched down here at the 46-yard line, or rather, check it, the 49-yard line. So excellent field position. Boy, that time that penalty really paid off for the Trojans as they accepted the re-kick, and the re-kick was a squib off the side of his foot. And that'll give the Trojans excellent field position. The Trojans gained about 30 yards on that exchange. They're about 30 yards better than they would have been. And so the ball's 1st and 10 on the Halifax 49. Shell gonna keep it this time, heading up the middle, and Dan gets a couple out to the 46-yard line, where it'll be a gain of about 3 maybe.
Number 60.
Looks like it'll bring up a 2nd down and 7. Campbell making the stop for Halifax. But Dan picked up a few, and he saunters on back to the huddle now. I'm not sure if that was a legitimate play or what. Dan kind of gingerly walked up to the line that time. Not really with a lot of zip on that one. Kind of trying to sneak through there, you know. Okay, now a pass play. On the right side, pass is incomplete, and the flag is thrown immediately as number 49 will pick up the interference call as he went into Denny Lanker well before the ball ever arrived. And that'll give the Trojans a 1st down, I would believe, on the interference call. No question about that. Denny was smothered out there long before he had a chance to catch the ball. So pass interference and roughing the passer against Halifax. Crowd over there goes, oh no, they can't believe it. Oh, the crowd very unhappy campers over there right now. But this is going to be a whopper, as both of them, the personal foul will also be counted, I believe. Let's see.
The Wildcats takes the ball down.
Or do they take the greater of the two, whatever. At any rate, Trojans with an excellent opportunity once again here now as the ball's down at the 34-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Here comes Lanker, spinning around the left side, cuts it upfield, and another excellent tackle out there by that number 75 of the Wildcats, who trips him up right there for the Cats. Not much going on in that play. Looks like a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Gain of about maybe a yard in a play.
We've got 6:50 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Trojans need to score and get that all-important extra point. Now let's keep this drive alive, boys. From the 33. Shell hands it off and diving ahead for a couple. Goes number 33, Mike Lowry.
Mike
Mowry, he picks up about 3 that time or so. Be 3rd down and 5.
30-yard line.
Ball at the 29.
Be 3rd down and 5.
So the Trojans need a big one here. Maury along with Kiter. And let's see, pass, complete. And this time it's going to be number 22, Jeff Miller. So Jeff is a receiver for the first time tonight, gets the Trojans their first down as he caught the ball at the 19-yard line. So once again, the Trojans here with some excellent field position, some excellent opportunities staring them in the face. It's been tough down here, but man, they've had their opportunities. And here we come again on a 1st and 10 from the 19. Handoff this time going up the middle is Denny Lanker. He dives to the 16, gets about 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
And he picked up maybe about 2 on the play, 2nd and 8.
Picked up 2 on the last. It'll be 2nd down and 8. And let's see, Mike Maury. Hey, look out, Mike on his feet down to the 5. All right, best run of the evening for Mike Maury, as Mike was going to be undenied that time as he broke into the secondary and bumping along and just picked up a lot of yardage. It'll be 1st and goal from the 5. So the Trojans with their absolute best effort tonight. Here we go on a 1st and 5. Handoff over here is to Lanker. Lanker dives to the 4, and that's all. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4.
60, that's Campbell again. Matt Campbell on the top.
Okay, let's see what we can do. On a 2nd and goal from the 4, we got to pop this one in. Handoff going over here on this side is Lanker. Lanker is tackled. He's down at the 3 as number 83 come up and made a good stop on him. Jason Warfield coming up and making the stop for the Halifax Wildcats, and timeout's going to be called right now by the Trojans. They got to figure this out. Coach can't figure out why they can't solve this one. I guess we can run all the way down the field, get inside the 10, and we sputter. Oh, he's going to try to give him a unsputter play here, and we'll be right back. Trojan timeout is over. We got a 3rd and goal looking at us now, so we need to do it. Here we go. Dan's going to pass one. Passes it over to the far side. It is complete for a touchdown. All right. Denny Lanker gets the pass completion, and boy, oh boy, that was nice. Dan just lobbed it right over that Halifax defender out there, and Denny brought it in. So it's 6-6 now. Ivan Melo, our Brazil exchange student extraordinaire, kicker here, coming into the ball game to attempt to put the Trojans ahead. We need a good snap, we need a good hold, and Milo will put her through. So here we go. Let's see if he can do it. The hold will be by Danny Shell. Good snap, good placement. Kick is up, kick is... It's good. Okay. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, buddy. That was awful close. Awfully close, but Milo put her through. All right. Good job. It's 7-6 now with just a few moments. 4:27 left here in the 3rd quarter. The Trojans up by 1, 7-6 with 4:27 remaining here in the 3rd. Excellent job. Good job, Milo. All right. Good job, Danny Shell to Denny Lanker. Good blocking, good everything. Good evening.
Robbie Shell.
Here we go. Robbie Shell is going to kick off for UDA. He's ready. The Halifax Wildcats are trying to get ready out here. I think they're just about ready. Yeah. Okay, now they're ready. Radel back along with Shumper to receive this kick from the Wildcats, or from the Rob Shell. And here we go. 7-6, UDA by 1. Here's the kick. Low kick taken out here at the 24-yard line. 30. He's at the 35, still on his feet. Got a couple of guys out here to block, but wow. Looked like the Trojans all kind of stood back that time and didn't make a whole big effort to make the stop on him. But anyway, the kicker out there making the stop. I believe Sean Fenstermacher also in on the stop. Andy Miller also. And so it's at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10. Excellent field position for the Wildcats, who now trail by 1, 7-6, UDA. Here we go. On a 1st and 10 from the Halifax 46. QB still has it. He's looking. Dumps one over the far side. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of number 26. Terry Radel. And Terry misses that one. Terry's been pretty sure-handed otherwise tonight, but he's a little dejected about that one, as he knew he should have had it. He was there, and The Trojan defense had allowed him to catch it, but he just missed it. So it'll be 2nd and 10. Ball in the 46. Well, now they moved it back to the 45. But anyway, we'll call it the 46. It's close. Yeah, and this is going to be the quarterback keeping it. He's sneaking up the middle, and he is nailed at the Trojan, or rather at the 49-yard line, and a flag is thrown. Look out, flag thrown very late. Very late flag thrown in there. Now, I'm not sure what happened here. I think we're going to throw some people out of the ball game now. 76 is going to get the heave, and so is Jeff Godoweski, I believe. Unsportsmanlike conduct, and Jeff Godoweski is ejected from the ball game, as well as number 75 or something like that for the Halifax Wildcats. So the referee taking charge in there would not allow any dumbness to go on, and caught them both sparring out here, and they're both ejected from the ball game. Both teams will miss those respective players, I'm sure. I know the Trojans will miss Godoweski, and I believe the other lad that got heave-ho for Halifax also was playing some good defense and some good offensive line play. So both of them chucked. Offsetting penalties, no mark off. Here's a pass over the middle, complete. And Andy Miller makes the stop out here on number 81, Larry Valier, and Larry has the ball at the 20 or 34-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Halifax on the Trojan 34. So now the Trojans have got to go to work. They lead by 1, but that's a tenuous lead at best. 3 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 3 minutes. Kiter rushes it up the middle, gets a yard or so, but he's going to get swarmed under by a whole bunch of Trojans. Kecker in there with a stop, along with Dan Kerwin, number 70, Danny Wirtz.
Dan Kerwin also to the tackle.
Boy, oh boy, a lot of yardage made on. Excuse me.
2nd down and 8.
Well, maybe I meant lardage. Anyway, some heavyweights in there, shall I say, defending my own tubbage. Okay, here we go on a 2nd down and 8. Here is a pass complete over here for number 81, Lavier. Man, I can't believe that they're allowing. These guys look like they're about a half a count ahead of the snap every time, but no flags, and so it'll be a 1st down at the 23-yard line. Larry Valier making the catch again. 1st and 10, Wildcats on the Trojan 23.
23-yard line.
Got to stop this Kiter to Valier business out here. Quarterback has it, pitches it back, ball dribbled back there. Laudenschlager running after it, but let's see who's got it. Referee seems to have marked it as though the Wildcats would be the ones with the football. He had marked it early. And it's going to be Upper Dauphin with the football. All right. Richie Kerwin out there looking very happy about that one. And so the Trojans have stopped the Wildcats on the Trojan 33-yard line. So boy, oh boy, a big break there for those Trojans. Phillips in there, Esterline on that offensive line for the Trojans. The center is Cassidy. And here we go. Shell handing it off. Over there goes Mike Mowry. Mike dives ahead across the 35 to the 37. Gain of nearly 4 on the play. Nice run that time by Mike. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 6. On a 2nd and 6 from the 34. Check it, from the 36-yard line. 2nd and 6. Here comes Mowry. Look out, Mike getting loose. Needs a couple of blocks. He's going to get one. Don't hit that number 9, whatever you do, and number 9 brings it down. Okay, Mike Mowry with a big one that time, all the way down to the 15-yard line. Excellent run that time by Mike. Boy, I'll tell you, it's about time Michael got one going, and man, he did. Couldn't have come at a better time. It gives the Trojans a 1st down on the 15. Excellent run that time by Mike Maury.
45-yard gain.
Man, that was decent to say the least. Okay.
Make it 40-yard, about a 40-yard carry there by Mike Maury. And the ball is at the Halifax 15.
From the 15, 1st and 10. Up the middle goes Danny Shell. He'll get a yard. Lost the ball momentarily, but the whistle had blown, they say. Dan had the ball stripped out of his hand as he was laying on the pile.
Dan picked up a yard or two.
And it's going to be 2nd down and 9.
Make it a yard to the 14.
Dan did lose the ball that time. He knew it, too.
9.
Dan, you got to hang on to that football. And the time has expired here in the 3rd quarter. So the Trojans now with a 2nd down and 9 from the 14-yard line. And we'll be right back. We have played 3 quarters here at UDA Stadium. The Trojans up by 1, 7-6. But they are on the 14-yard line. They're faced with a 2nd down and 9. And we're going to try to put some more points on here. We need some insurance, that's for sure. Be right back.
As we begin the 4th quarter action, the Trojans have the ball at the 14-yard line of Halifax.
Okay, here we go on a 2nd and 9 now. And the handoff is to, no, it's going to be Shell. And Danny runs it down to the 11-yard line.
Dave Steinhauer.
I thought Dan gave it to Mike Maury that time, faked me out. Danny kept it, ran it down to the 9, picked up about
maybe
5. It'll be 2nd down, or rather 3rd down, and
ball inside
about 4. Ball at the 9. Trojans actually can get a 1st down without getting a touchdown, but it would be awfully close, probably the width of the football. Okay, here we go on a 2nd down from the 9. Shell, it looks like he's going to pass, but getting a big rush. And this time, Danny's going to be thrown down back at the 16-yard line. As Sean Culva comes in there and throws down the quarterback.
7 or 8 yard loss.
It'll bring up 4th down and
to the 17-yard line.
12 for the Trojans, and timeout's going to be called by the Trojans. The ball now back at the, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 17-yard line. Okay. We'll be right back. 10:59 remaining here in the ball game. Trojans up by 1. 4th and 12 for UDA. Shotgun pattern. Danny looking. Danny firing one down. Her flag is thrown into the end zone. It goes. It is intercepted. But there is a flag laying back here. I'm not sure who the call is going to go against, but there is a flag back here. Hold everything. Would be a touchback as the pass was intercepted in the end zone.
Pass was intended for number 20.
But they're going to talk to Halifax and hold it. Halifax holding against the Trojans. Declined. It'll be 1st down for Halifax.
But it was declined, and now
so that turns it over again here now. And on a nip and tuck ball game, it's Nip's turn, I guess, to take over now. I'll tell you, turnovers have plagued this young Trojan outfit tonight as they've just had every opportunity denied them except that one. And we'll see what we can do now on the defense as the defense is pressed into the ball game again. See if we can hold these Wildcats. At least they've got them deep. They're on the 19-yard line, 1st and 10. Handoff, and boy, this time he is smothered immediately on a good hard-nosed tackle by number 62, the kicker in there, Thor Keck, along with Rich Kerwin coming up to make the stop. But the kicker really coming in there, making the big hit that time. It'll be loss of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
2nd and 12.
Ball now at the 18-yard line. So good defensive play that time by that Thor Keck. And here we go now on a 2nd down and 12. Pass play, yeah, quarterback getting a big rush. And the ball knocked loose. Can it be a fumble? Oh, let's see. Who got it? Trojans have it, but hold on here. What is it? It's a fumble up and off and with the football. Mike Maury come up with it. And a good rush that time put on there by these Trojans. Excellent rush. Man alive. Kerwin with the interception, they say. Mike Maury picked it up later, but apparently Rich Kerwin had picked it up, and the Trojans now get the ball back immediately as once again both teams exchanging miscues out here, and the Trojans get this one back. 1st and 10 on the 12-yard line. Wow, what is going to prevent it this time? Nothing. Let's go. Handoff. This time it's going to be
Bobby
Kiter. He's tripped up immediately, got nothing out of that, and so it'll be a 2nd down and 10 from the 12. No gain on the play.
2nd down and 10. Ball at the
All of a
12-yard
sudden, when they
line.
get inside the 20-yard line, the blocking seems to be less effective. The running seems to be less effective, and it's amazing. The 2 Millers come in, Andy and Jeff. Andy on the far side, Jeff on the near side. Or maybe they're going to pass one over the middle, a real quick one. Nope. This time it's going to be Lanker. He gets a good block, runs around the left side over there. Needs to get one more block, and a flag thrown in there late, as we may have a clip on a Trojan. Let's find out. Flag thrown late, and I believe it could be, but I'm not going to call it first. Let's see what happened. Looks like clipping. It is clipping against the Trojans. Yeah, I was right. Somebody over there, I didn't catch who, but someone over there, you can see through a clip, and that's going to back the Trojans up. So once again, exchanging dumbnesses here. The Trojans penalized heavily all the way back to the 22-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 20.
Clipping call against the Trojans takes the ball back to the 23-yard line.
2nd down and about 20 or 21.
2nd and about 20.
Rob Shell into the ball game. He'll replace Andy Miller. Rob at the tight end position this time for the Trojans on the near side. Danny back to pass, looking down the right side. Fires one into the corner. Got a man out there, but the ball tipped away. It was intended for Jeff Miller. And Jeff couldn't bring that in. There were a pair of defenders back there, so Jeff really would have been a spectacular catch had he been able to haul that one in. So it goes an incompletion, stops the clock with 8:44. Struggling, painful seconds remaining here for the Trojans. Third down, 20 from the 23. Kiter in motion over this way. Handoff going up the middle this time is going to be Mike Mowry, but Mike gets a couple, and that's all. At 75, Ron Manning has played a good ball game for the Wildcats, and he makes a stop that time once again. And timeout's going to be called now by UDA. The Trojans try to solve this Halifax defense, get our offense in gear to get that most important extra few points if we can. We've had the opportunities. 8 minutes, 24 seconds remaining in the ball game. It's still 7-6 UDA by 1. Here we go, following the timeout. Shotgun formation. Danny with good protection this time. Lofts it over the middle. Got a man out there, but it's touchdown! Okay! Caught by Denny Lanker in the end zone. Oh my gosh! My goodness, you talk about pulling it out of a mob scene down there. Everybody looked around. I think the Trojans were looking. The Halifax Wildcats were looking, wondering who had it. Denny Lanker came up with it. What a super job. Denny's 2nd touchdown of the evening. Denny caught a little 6-yard one a little bit ago, and now he gives the Trojans those very important 6 extra points. It's 13-6 now, and Ivan the Great Melo here will try his 2nd extra point. Good snap, good hold, good kick. It's blocked, and a flag on the play. Looks as though I believe the Wildcats might have been, the Trojans were illegal proceduring, okay. And that's going to make it a 13-6 ball game, so the Trojans still not out of the woods. 8:14 remaining. They're going to have to give the ball back to the Halifax Wildcats, but at least we've got a 7-point margin now, and we'll be back with that Upper Dolphin kickoff in just one moment.
Number 9, Keith Shumper.
Shell ready to kick for UDA, and the kickoff coming up right now. Let's go D. Kick. Nice kick taken at the 20. Running laterally. Oh, where is he? Hold everything. Now he's loose. Flag is thrown. And number 9 struggling. Looked like another flag should have been thrown. and hold everything. I think this might be coming back, folks. It looks good, and I hope it's coming back, but they had a reverse on the play. But I believe this one might be coming back. A lot of dejected ball players from the Trojans looking around down here, but there is a flag and there is a discussion. And if you see this coming back, it is coming back. There's a clip against the Halifax Wildcats, and I am so sorry that I missed that play. I thought the other guy had it. A crowd over there absolutely going berserk, as you might imagine. It looked like a big 80-yard run back, but instead the clip occurred right out here. The flag was thrown as the young ball player raced around this left side over here, and it occurred at the 32-yard line, so I'll take it back to about the 18 or 17. It is at the 17-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, so that's too bad for that young Wildcat. It's very good for us Trojan fans, but nevertheless, a big clip, and crowd absolutely berserk, as is the coaching staff over there, as you might imagine. Coach Schwalm not liking that call at all, and of course you can't blame him. And so it is a 1st and 10 from the 17. QB has got it, and they have got him as Maury comes up there and makes a big stop that time. He and Laudenschlager, but Mike making a big stop that time. Loss of 2, it'll be 2nd down and 12. 2nd down and 13, they say, and that's what I believe it is, as the ball's back at the 14-yard line. And again, a pass on the right side over there, and he's got it, and he's got some blocking out there with him. He's stopped over there as a tackle is made by Andy Miller. Jared Chrysler also wrapping him up, but Andy Miller making the initial hit, and the young fella is down. Looks like motion every time to me against these Halifax Wildcats. I mean, somebody is going before the count, and that's not sour grapes or anything like that. It's just if you look at it, just look at it once. Let's see what the call is. I'm not sure that's what it's going to be. No, we got a penalty on the Trojans and one on the Wildcats to offset. But man, if it doesn't look like they're going ahead of the snap, I don't know what does. Just a little bit ahead, you know. But anyway, illegal procedure is against Halifax, so perhaps that was the call. Roughing the passer against the Trojans.
And now we still remain.
And that'll wash that one out. And it'll be 2nd down, and the ball at about the 14-yard line, actually. 2nd down and 13 from about the 14. 7 minutes and 11 seconds. The clock stopped with the penalties and so forth. So 7-11 remaining in the game. QB has handed. Wait a minute.
Pitch out.
Pitches it out over here, and Kim Laudenschlager takes care of Radel as he forces him out of bounds over here at the 13. So a loss of another yard or so. It'll be 3rd and 14 now. Good play that time by Kim Laudenschlager. Knocked him out of bounds. That stopped the clock. So on a night when the clock is working now in the Trojan favor, of course, it decides to slow down. Give these Wildcats a little extra time. But anyway, 7:05, clock stopped. It'll move here in just a second, and it's on the move now. Up the middle. No, quarterback. Firing one over the right side. Incomplete. Good defensive play over there that time by, let's see, who was that? Kiter? I think it might have been Bobby. Yeah, it was Bobby Kiter making the good defensive play on Valier. Valier wants interference, but nothing doing, as he timed it perfectly, did that Bobby Kiter, and made the defensive play right at the right time. He and Eric Troop go back to receive the punt now for UDA. Kiter will be the near man. Man standing in his goal line to kick this one off, and here it comes. And he gets a nice high kickoff. It's going to come over here and probably bounce out of bounds. It will. Taken over there by number 50 of the Trojans on the sideline. At any rate, it is going to be marked at the 46. Or 45. All right, they're going to put it on the 45-yard line, so it's on the Wildcat 45.
45.
First and 10. These two teams have played aggressively against one another tonight as they've had some personal foul problems and this and that. So here goes Lanker up the middle, drags ahead for a yard or two.
2 or 3 to play.
And let's see, they'll give them about 2. Let's call it 2. Second down and 8.
That's Sean Calva making the initial stop on.
Second and 8.
Lanker.
Jeff Miller, flanker on the left side.
Resting on the Halifax
and in tight on
43.
this side, and here we go on a second and 8. Second man's got it, and this is going to be Richie Kerwin, and Rich dives to the 35-yard line for a first down, I do believe. Rich has had a good game, both defensively as he recovered the big fumble down there moments ago, and also has had some nice running plays. So Sir Richard doing a good job tonight. He's got the first down by about the length of the football. Rich has that measured out there. He knows exactly what he needs. Just kidding. Here we go. First and 10. Handoff going up the middle this time is that Mike Maury. Mike's got a couple to the 32-yard line. Picked up about 3. It'll be second down and 7. Trojans moving the ball nicely right at the moment. 5 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the ball game. But the Trojans can keep it down here, keep grinding it out. Getting another first down here. Handoff going up the middle here, Richie Kerwin. Rich down to the 30. Gain of only a yard that time. And we'll bring up a third down and about 6.
3rd and 5. Gain of about maybe 2 on the play. 3rd and 5 for the Trojans. At the Halifax.
Actually, they did give Rich 2 that time with his forward progress, so it'll be 3rd and 5. Big one. Here comes Kerwin. He nearly had no. Let's see. He is down here. Good call. Rich says, I was down. Look at Rich. Rich is pointing. He says, I was down. No problem. He said, I was down, folks.
The ball was down.
Oh, boy. Rich is having a lucky game tonight. And again, the crowd over there goes berserk. And we're going to hear about how this officiating team took this play away from the Wildcats, I guess. But it's been a tough ball game, a very close ball game. Emotions running a little high now on both sides. And they're going to call the captains together, and I believe they're going to talk about some of the stuff that may be going on from both benches. Let's see. We're going to talk to both of them. I'm not sure about what. And I'm not sure what this is all about, but nevertheless, Richie, our lawyer out there, is trying to get an interpretation for Coach Hain. Coach Hain on the sideline here talking to Rich, but he's telling him something, and the other official in the meantime has gone over to talk to first down, illegal something, or fourth down, did he say? Okay. The illegal shift, I guess he said. I think, and the referee now going over to explain it to Coach Schwalem over there for the Wildcats. And the crowd over here really getting on the officials. They do not like what they have seen tonight from the officiating. Some of these guys really getting crazy up here. At any rate, they're going to explain it to the coach. And in the meantime, the Trojans are looking to get the ball back as the Wildcats are faced with a 4th down and 8, and we have 4:44 remaining here in the ball game, just 4:44. And the Trojans hanging on to a scant 7-point margin. Hang in there, boys.
Down and 2 now.
4th down and I beg your pardon. The Trojans have the ball. I'm sorry. There was so much time there with all that fuss, and I thought Halifax had it. Anyway, 4th down and 2 at the 27. Here we go. 4th and 2. Big play for UDA. And it's going to be Kerwin getting the call, and Kerwin getting the first down as Rich runs across the 25 to the 24, and that's a first down for UDA. All right. Good job. Rich Kerwin will remember his game against Halifax, that's for sure. He has played well. Trojans looking for their second victory of the season as they hand off to Mike Mowry. Mike turning across the left side there, gets some good yardage.
Tackle, or on the carry, I'm sorry, Mike Mowry on the carry.
Stacked up over there after some gain, and Rich here being constrained now by Brent Bell, as Rich did not like what happened out there. Richie Kerwin getting himself all excited out there. He'll get himself a flag here in a moment, as Rich took exception to something Halifax did to him that time. I'm sure Rich will tell me what it was later. He'll clean up the verbiage and probably tell me what happened there. Okay, here we go. Handoff going up the middle is Lanker. Not much on that one as Denny dove ahead for a yard or two. It will bring up a third down and about 5. Denny might have got 1 out of that.
Dale Stone Road, and we have a third down.
Clock down at 3:05.
About 4, third and 4.
Anyway, I was saying UDA looking to up their season to 2-3 and looking more respectable. And here comes Denny Lanker spinning around the left side. Denny's got to get a couple guys beaten over there, and he can't. Has a nice tackle out there again by number 74 this time. And he made a good stop on the play. And it will now bring up a 4th down and 5. No gain on that play. Clock down to 2.5 minutes remaining.
Or a short 4, whichever way you want to call it.
This could be a big play. The Trojans need it. It's 4th and about 4, at least 4. And here we go. 4th and 4. Motion over this way is Kerwin. Handoff and trying to go up the middle and not getting the first down is Mike Mowry. He is tripped up, and that's going to give the ball back to the Halifax Wildcats on downs as they will take over on the 18-yard line.
67 on the play.
1st and 10.
Helping to make the stop. Halifax will take over.
So the defense again pressed into action here now, and they will have to work with it on defense for 2 minutes. Now we're down to the 2 minutes. If this was NFL, we'd have the 2-minute warning right now, but we're beneath 2 minutes now. 1st and 10. Handoff is to 26. Ooh, spins away from one would-be tackler. Gets away from another one, and finally Bobby Kiter bumps him out of bounds, but apparently he was already out of bounds, and Bobby's going to pick himself up a 15-yard personal foul, as these officials will put up with nothing, and this is coming downfield. So as the tension mounts, as we did last week against those Millersburg Indians, as the Trojans started to give the game back to the Millersburg Indians with just a couple of minutes left, about 2 minutes left. Now the Halifax Wildcats have it at the 37, 1st and 10. So look out, UDA. Now none of this dumbness here. We got to hang in there for another minute and 45 seconds. Clock stopped. The play was an out-of-bounds play, which did stop the clock. So Radel will set him up on the 37-yard line of UDA. Motion over the near side. Quarterback still has it. Going to fire one over the middle. It is incomplete. Intended for Valier. And Valier has the ball go off his fingertips as it was a little high. Andy and Jeff Miller both out there covering for UDA. And the ball tipped off the fingertips of Larry Valier, was thrown too high. Stops the clock with 1:40 remaining. And brings up a 2nd down and 10. 2nd and 10 from the 37. QB looks like he's passing it again. He's looking deep. He's going deep. Got a couple of Trojans out there. It is intercepted by Bobby Kiter. He gets a good block. Bobby Kiter coming back at the 40. Stopping, getting ahead to the 44, and that's it. As the Trojans put the clamps on the Wildcats out at the 44-yard line. Bobby Kiter tackled by the other Kiter on Halifax. First and 10, UDA.
Ball back to the 44-yard line, where the Trojans will take over first and 10.
And let's see what the Trojans have up their sleeve now. We have, a minute and 20, and now the clock is running, so there'll be about a minute and 10 by the time this one gets off. Okay, now we're down to a minute and 9, 8, 7, and so forth. We'll be inside of a minute soon. Danny sets him up. Shell going to drop down on a knee. All right, not going to risk any more dumbness tonight. As he goes down on one knee, and timeout's going to be called now immediately by the Halifax Wildcats now, because they see the Trojan strategy here just to run it out. Coach Hain discussing something with a linesman here now. I can't imagine what, but nevertheless, timeout called with 54 seconds remaining in the ball game. Trojans up now by a score of 13-6, and they have the ball. Second down and 11. Okay, the Halifax timeout is over. The Trojans will have to put it in play now, as the clock won't begin until they run the play. Danny will hand it off over here to Kerwin. Rich running around the right side here, bumps into a Wildcat at the 45. Gain of about 3, and timeout immediately called by Halifax. That'll be their, let's see, timeout. That will be their, no, they'll have one more. They'll have Halifax will have one more timeout. Rich picked up a couple. 44 seconds remaining, the ball on the 44-yard line. Timeout Halifax. Okay, the Trojans break the huddle. They got 44 seconds to hang in there with now. The Wildcats down to their last timeout. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Rich in a little bit of a hurry that time, and that'll cost the Trojans 5. Dead ball foul. Illegal procedure against the Trojans, and that'll set them back 5.
Illegal procedure against the Trojans will take the ball back 5 yards to the 39-yard line.
It's going to bring up a third down and about 15. And we're ready to go now, as the Trojans will put it in play from the 39-yard line of Upper Dauphin. No time expired, of course. Dead ball foul. Still 44 seconds remaining. Our new scoreboard really helpful with the timeouts remaining. We have a thing on there about timeouts remaining, and it shows that the Cats still have one. Trojans have used theirs. Anyway, here, this is Denny Lanker running for a yard or two, but boy, for a second there, looked like Den had all kinds of time. And now the Wildcats will expend their last timeout. So that did it with 39 seconds remaining. The Trojans are going to punt the ball away, and Halifax will show us their last gasp here, as they'll be short on time and long on distance, we hope, if we can get a good kickoff now. We need a good snap and a good kick here by Jared Kreiser, I think, is our kicker. He was earlier, and I think Jared will be the kicker here as we get set to punt this ball away. We need a good one. Wish Robbie Shell would get a haircut. Rob looks like he has a stocking cap on. He doesn't have anything on. Of course, I personally look like I'm wearing a sheepskin, so just the skin, no wool. There we go. Get a good one off, Jared. Have you ever kicked? Oh, excellent snap. Good rush, good kick. And a flag thrown. Flag down here in the backfield, and the Trojans down the football. But this linesman here, or this back judge, or whatever he is, he called the penalty. Could be that the Trojans were offsides on the kick. They might have gotten down there too quickly or whatever. I'm not sure. We'll see what the official here says, the man in the white cap, the good guy. No, it's going to be against the Wildcats, as he's talking to our authority out there, Richie Kerwin, captain extraordinaire out there. Illegal participation against the Halifax Wildcats.
Illegal participation.
And that'll march them off 15 yards. I'll tell you, the Halifax crowd over there cannot believe what's going on here. Now, they had 12 men on the field, And some of the Halifax Wildcat fans are they just can't believe it. I mean, they're leaving. In fact, a lot of them have left. They're heading for the exits now. This officiating crew has called everything but immoral judgment against the team or something. I don't know. But anyway, here we go. Illegal parking. And now he's going to set on it, and that's going to do it. They have no more time left. We've got 9 seconds remaining in the game, and the clock counting down. And that's going to do it. So the Trojans have struggled, and I do mean struggled, to pick up their second victory of the ball game, a tough ball game. And both teams need to be congratulated as they come out with a Trojans come up with a 13-6 final score. But boy, it wasn't easy, as every victory looks good though now, and puts the Trojan mark at 2-3. And they do have East Juniata away next week up at EJ, so we'll be looking to beat up on those Tigers up there, and maybe we can even up our season next weekend. So congratulations, Coach Hain, the coaching staff, and every one of these young UDA football players for another victory. Like I say, it wasn't easy, but they prevailed, come out on top, and that's what counts. Okay, see you later. Good job, fellas. Dale Calnon saying good night from UDA Stadium.